Security issues, where fresh security concerns are emerging from Kogi State following a series of coordinated attacks and abductions across several communities. More than 20 worshippers were abducted early on Sunday morning after gunmen stormed the First Ekwa Church in Ayetoro Kiri, located in Kabba, Bunu Local Government Area of the state. Witnesses say the attackers fired sporadically during the church service, forcing congregants to flee before abducting an undisclosed number of worshippers and escaping through nearby bush parts. In a separate incident later the same day, 4 persons were abducted in Ejiba, Yagba West Local Government Area while returning from their farms. The victims were reportedly intercepted along a rural road and taken to an unknown location. I'm now being joined by Mr. Kingsley Fanwo, Commissioner for Information and Communication in Kogi State. Mr. Fanwo, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, the abduction of worshippers from a church and farmers in their community has caused some level of panic. What's the state government doing about this?
Thank you very much. I usually don't want to dwell on the number of victims when there is any act of criminality, because even the life of one person is very important to us. But to set the record straight, 13 people were kidnapped at a church service at Ayetoro Kiri in Kabba, Bunu Local Government Area of Kogi State on Sunday while having their church service. And then, there was a very stiff resistance on the part of the local hunters employed by the state government to complement the security architecture of the state. There was a very serious gun battle between the bandits and the hunters, leading to the neutralization of about 4 bandits. We are yet to confirm the 5th one, but his injury was very, very serious. And a good number of them also escaped with gun wounds. And we have been calling on hospitals, harbor homes to be wary of those they will treat. They have to report to the state government and security agencies before attending to people who suffer this kind of, gunshots, because the exchange was very fierce, and they want to commend the hunters for their swift action and very gallant resistance to the bandits.
Now, we hear you using the word or the phrase, the local hunters. Is that the immediate security response of the state, or are you working with the other security agencies to ensure and assure both the churchgoers, those going to the worshippers, whether in the Christian or Muslim, and the farmers, so that they can go about their lives peacefully?
Thank you very much. I was going there. As a state, we've been able to recalibrate our security architecture in such a way that we have what we call the first line of defense. In the rural communities, in the local area, if you know Ayetoro Kiri is an agrarian community and a rural place. So the first line of defense are the local hunters that were employed by the state government to provide the first line of defense. As we speak, a detachment of soldiers from the 12th Brigade. The 12th Brigade must be commended. They've done a great job. Soldiers are on their way to the place. I'm sure they would have reached the place right now. And also the Commissioner of Police of the Kogi State Police Command has also deployed his men, officers and men, to the place also. Also, we are expecting the federal government to also assist us, as the governor is having a lot of conversation right now with the Chief of Air Staff, so that we can also have an air coverage of the place to complement the grand battle of these people. So that is what we are doing at the moment. There's going to be a permanent FOB at Ayetoro Kiri for the operation of as we speak. And then we'll be able to combat this. We noticed that there was a gap there. We have been able to curtail the movement of these people with our security architecture across the state. But we noticed that some of them, because of the bombardment in Niger State, they crossed River Niger into Abugi and be able to come through Ikebunu to Ayetoro Kiri Bunu, then Akutuba and all of those places. So what we want to do is to be able to block that place and ensure that they cannot come in through that place again. By and large, across the state, we've been able to curtail their movement through the deployment, through the joint task force of all of these security agencies. As we speak, the governor is committing a lot of resources to ensure that we have security in the state. As he has said, he's not going to negotiate with criminals. We are dealing with them as much as we can, and we'll continue to ensure that we make Kogi uncomfortable for criminals.
Thank you so much, the Commissioner for Information and Communication, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo. Thank you. We do hope that your efforts in the state will pay off eventually, and even as we are believing that the state is also looking forward to the laws that will enhance or ensure state policing systems are established. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much for having me, and I can assure you that it's already paying off because those efforts are already yielding fruits.